Anyway, I've talked about this before. There's a couple of reasons why people in general like to play as girls. One, they're cute. Pretty good answer. Two, they generally have better skins and better, like, cosmetics. Like, so many games, like, the male cosmetics are just, like, big armor, big meme answer. It is valid in certain games. Yes, I know in Overwatch, I don't know, fucking Tracer is gonna have a smaller hitbox than, I don't know, pick some big male tank character, right? Like, yes, that's true. But it's not the case in MMOs. It's not the case in most shooters. Like, you know, if you're playing, I don't know, Rainbow Six and you're playing as a female operative, you don't have a different size hitbox. Maybe it's very tiny, a tiny size different. It's definitely not the case in an MMO because especially a tab target MMO. If you want to play as if you want to hit small hitbox in a tab target MMO and people don't see you, play as a dwarf. Play as a gnome, play as the short characters, because sometimes people don't look at their feet. Anyway, I scientifically explain why guys play as girls in video games. Let's see what this guy has to say. Also, he has a short SM7B. Valid choice.
Are you a boy?
Yes, the potatoes in FF14. The I'm forgetting their names now. Lalafell, that one.
Or a girl? A common question that many video games ask the player to answer. But in the world of video games, you don't have to pick the option that matches what's in your pants, leading to many game.
In games like
in the world of video games, you don't.
Stardew Valley. I'm not the kind of person who usually makes a character that looks like me. Stardew Valley is an exception. And I think it's just because the character is so small and you see, like, it's such a little part of the game that I'm like, I can't make this character look cute. I can't do anything with this. My fallback when I can't do anything I want to do is just make it look like me.
You don't have to pick the option that matches what's in your pants, leading to many game boys playing as game girls and vice versa. But I'm gonna focus on why guys play as gals because there's not as much data on why women play as men, and because I myself am a manly man who can speak from experience on this. Alright, let's crunch some numbers. Overall, a majority of players like to play as the same gender as themselves.
Yes.
Shocker, I know. What can I say? People love to insert themselves into the video games that they play, and according to my driver's license, gender is a part of your identity. I'm the same way with my very accurate self-insert. Now, I know I probably blew your minds.
He's a little bit more jacked. Just gotta be... just a tiny bit more jacked. In Stardew, as long as the character and clothes don't stick out as ugly, doesn't really... Yeah. Same with, like, Terraria, for example. Terraria, I pick black hair. I usually pick, like, a blue or something shirt. Yeah.
With that knowledge bomb, but let's get a little dirty with the details. I'm not gonna bore you by breaking down all of the data that I found, but you can see it on screen here. What I do want to draw your attention to...
Well, let's see. Okay. In general, in selecting a character, what gender do you prefer? So, I prefer male characters. The majority of men say, okay... 48% go with male. For female characters, sure, okay, women mostly play as women, but there's a high percentage, okay, sure. Sure, okay.
Is that 29% of males, almost a third, prefer to play as a female character when possible. Meanwhile, only 9% of the ladies prefer to gender swap digitally. Now, 29% is a high amount of men that prefer to play as a female character. So, why is that? Well, much like why I'm never gonna be a famous movie star. There's multiple reasons for that, and I'll be covering them based off of studies and info from my community. And if you're a guy that prefers to play for that, and I'll be covering them based off of studies and info.
Because girls are attractive, the fashion choices are better, makes me feel more comfortable. Yeah, I'm not surprised that these are the two top answers. I would like to know what the other is, but I am not surprised that these are the top two answers.
From my community. And if you're a guy that prefers to play as a gal, let me know why down in the comments. Alright, let's start with the most obvious
The one exception, Here's me personally. If I'm gonna play as a human character, usually I play as a girl if I can make them cute. If I can't make them cute, I'll play as a guy. Now, if I have to play as a furry, if I am some animal race in the game, I will play as a man. I am not going to play as a female cat or a female dog. If you like that, that's fine. Okay.
Some
no
guys,
cat girls.
when given the choice,
Cat girls. Do I need to bring out the furry chart again? I have referred to the furry chart many times. The furry chart is very important. This is the furry chart. This is a cat girl. I would probably put this... I would probably put the line here. But anything past here, if you have fur, that is a furry. Cat girls are not furries. This is very important. Also, this skin is fucking wild, by the way. People were freaking out when this came out.
they'd rather see an attractive, curvy woman on screen than a chiseled, buffed-up stud muffin. Although,
yeah, Venom is an
don't get
exception.
distracted by the cape. Is as they say, if I'm gonna be looking at someone's butt for most of the playthrough, I'd rather it be one I want to be looking at. So it's no surprise that this reason was the most voted on in the poll for my community. And honestly, I can't argue with that logic, and
Yeah,
there's
it's
nothing
pretty
wrong
solid
with
logic.
that, as at the end of the day, it's just a video game. I know I've picked the female options sometimes just because they're easier on the eyes. And when I was a teenager, I sometimes bought whole games just because a hot girl was on the box art.
I wonder how many copies of Tomb Raider were sold because of that. I am so curious. Specifically because of that reason.
Shout out to Mr. Mosquito, because I bought that game solely because
Whoa.
of this image. And that definitely wasn't the only video game decision that I made because of my hormones. I remember having my parents buy me Mass Effect solely because of the romance scenes that I heard about when my dad left Fox News on during breakfast.
It's made for Microsoft's Xbox system, and it features in some parts of this, you'll see full digital nudity.
So that
Whoa.
was a lie.
And yes,
And now we have Baldur's Gate bear sex. We've come a long way. Or Geralt's giant hog.
Teen Rave did try to have both Ashley and Liara. Hormonal Rave did not care that she was a space racist, I guess.
It's not racism, not really.
Contrary to some people's opinions online, gamers are people at the end of the day, and most people like looking at someone that won the genetic lottery. See, now you're either looking at Scarlett Johansson or Ryan Reynolds, and not me. Point proven. Now with that in mind, a guy may prefer to play as a female character because that's what he's attracted to. And you can bet that this works in developers' favor too, since hot people can sell just about anything in
I play as men. I do this because they're usually hot.
Fair.
Though, if they're not hot, then I'll play as something closer to me.
Oh.
For example, I'll play as Doom Guy. I may have downloaded a remove Doom Guy's pants mod. Maybe. Maybe not.
Okay, fair, valid, fair enough. I respect that. I respect that choice.
bet that this works in developers' favor too, since hot people can sell just about anything, and devs know this. It's why there are whole games dedicated to
Nikkei is a fucking insane game. How is this game rated, like, what is it? Was it like 13 plus? How? How? What does Brown Dust have as a rating? Brown Dust is like people talk about Nikkei. Brown Dust doesn't get the attention it deserves. Brown Dust is fucking crazy. It is basically borderline hentai, and I have no idea how it's not 18 plus.
thick anime girl jiggle physics, why fighting game characters dress and look like this, and why every conversation with Miranda in Mass Effect 2 focuses on her genetically enhanced assets, rather than her Michael Jackson face. Seriously,
kinda
they
like
did
Michael
Yvonne
Jackson.
dirty in this game. Not to mention when a big portion of gamers with a lot of time on their hands are teens, it's no surprise
Celebrate
how
Steve
some
is so
female
funny.
skins in
Celebrate's
games like
fucking
Fortnite
really
or
good.
Marvel Rivals may appeal to the hormonal teenager. I mean, look at these examples. Fortnite is a third-person shooter,
Fortnite.
so this is what you're gonna be looking at most of the time. So Epic knows exactly what they're
My favorite character is Chun-Li from Fortnite. Have you ever looked at the yearly Pornhub search results? They put out like a graph of like what characters are popular, what search terms are popular for each country. One year, it's probably still there, it said Chun-Li from Fortnite. Specifically Chun-Li from Fortnite. Yeah. The kids are cooked.
doing here. Many teens probably spent their allowance on these skins when they were available. And speaking of which, how expensive are these skins anyways? 2,000 V-Bucks for a Hank Hill set! That's like, $15. Yeah, I'll just stick to the default skins, cause I ain't made of money. Oh, and speaking of Fortnite, I haven't played it in years. So what the heck happened to it? It looks like YouTube kids puked all over it. Now, attraction can't encompass the only reason, as it doesn't take into account games that are primarily in
Pornhub also publishes OS market share data. You want to know something interesting? My assumption would be that Pornhub statistics are probably better than most of the others when it comes to market share. Because I doubt there's any sort of distinction between, like, obviously phones would probably, like, raise up the number, but when we're talking about desktop usage, I would imagine that's probably some of the better numbers out there.
first person, or that have a younger main character. Oh god, I hope it doesn't apply to younger main characters. Speaking of titles with younger playable characters, you ever notice how a ton of YouTube videos about Pokemon have the player using a female character, even if they're a guy
Because
IRL?
they're cute.
Well, I think that's because of my second reason. Fashion. This one
Yes,
is
also
obviously
this.
more subjective, but it definitely impacts some people's decision on the character they're gonna play. And I can kinda speak with this on
Fashion
authority.
is
because as
the
you
end
can see,
game.
I only wear the most fashionable of clothing. Now I can't be
And
the
this
only-
is something that was really a really good change for Monster Hunter Wilds. So in earlier Monster Hunter games, for a lot of gear pieces, basically most of them, there would be a male variant and a female variant. Now, there is a lot of cases where the male variant looks a lot better on female characters, and you just couldn't do that before without mods. Now they've just added it, so you can pick which variant of the gear you want, and now you have way more fashion. Twice the amount of fashion.
one that thinks that the ladies are blessed with better style options in video games, right? They just slay in a variety of cute, cool, and fancy get-ups. Meanwhile, the guys mostly get a variety of edgy
Yeah, this is actually true. This is so fucking true. Well, no, what you get is you get like the really cool armor or the one joke outfit. That's what you get as a male character. There's nothing else you get. It's like really cool samurai, warrior, knight. And then it's like, haha, maid dress.
costumes. Oh, God forbid a guy looks cute. And since this was the second most popular option in my poll, I guess I'm not alone in thinking this. Games like Pokemon, Monster Hunter, and various other RPGs may, in some guys' opinions, just give cooler or more stylish clothing options to females, so they choose to roll that over a guy.
Also,
Heck, I remember
she's
changing
cute.
my character in Monster Hunter Worlds to a woman just because of the outfits. I mean, look at this, it's like an awesome battle wedding dress thing, or
That is a horrible looking gear set. Holy shit, that is awful looking.
maybe it's meant to be a nun, I don't know, but whatever it is, it's cool. There's something about battle dresses that I just find awesome. Oh, and this fashion reason doesn't just apply to base games. Mods are also guilty of preferring female
Especially mods. Holy shit. Holy shit.
fashion over dudes' duds as well. For instance, when I was playing Baldur's Gate 3, I found the hair and clothing options to be a bit lacking. So I headed on over to Nexus Mods for some modifications to add some extra options. And oh boy, did I find so few mods for the male characters, but way more feminine-focused hair options, faces, and clothing choices. And yes, I did see those other mods for the lady models that I did not install and cannot show on screen, but you know what I'm talking about, you freaks. Now all those extra options almost made me roll a female character, until I decided to play a balding dark urge gnome bard that's named Ganoin. I think I made the right call. Even when there are equal amounts of clothing and hair options for male and female characters, sometimes women's clothing just looks better. It is so true in real life in my opinion, and I would love to show you some real life examples, but when Googling, I get the most boring examples. I did not want multiple images of the same jean and shirt style, Google. Thanks. But assuming you go outside and touch grass and go to parties, you know what I'm talking about. Now, where was I?
The male outfit is shirt and shorts, shirt and pants, dress shirt and pants, suit. That's basically it. Maybe you throw on a Hawaiian shirt there sometimes.
Oh yeah. Dresses and skirts just have so many different forms that can fit into a variety of game worlds like ancient, modern, fantasy, and much more. Yet guy outfits are usually not as flexible for a ton of different fashion varieties. A suit and male armor look good, but there's only so much you can do with it before you get tired of seeing something cool or edgy. Then on top of that, sometimes women just look better in the same outfit compared to men. It's not fair that they can pull off suits and skirts. Meanwhile, my hairy legs would ruin a skirt so badly that I'd be jailed for war crimes. And I'm not Scottish enough to pull off a kilt. Anyways, this fashion bias then bleeds into video games, with female options having more clothing choices that are cool, cute, serious, or just plain old fashionable. So for some guys, they prefer
the worst thing is in some games, there actually are just more options for the female characters. So it's not even a matter of, like, the options that are there are better for the female character. There's just more. Like, it might be like, oh, you get 3 hair options as a dude, and then 12 as a female character. It's just like, yeah, okay, I see what the priorities were here. And that's why I play them.
play a girl character so they can live out their dreams of being able to afford amazing fashion varieties without creating tons of waste and backing underpaid labor overseas. Seriously, quick fashion is awful IRL, but video game fashion avoids all that extra baggage as well as the hefty price tag. And a quick tip for you, donate your old clothing if you can, folks.
Yeah,
you
do
get
that.
a tax
Good idea.
break, you help people, and you cut down on the waste in landfills.
good idea.
It's
Do
a
it.
triple win. Alright, so those are the visual reasons that a guy may choose to play as a gal. But now let's consider the advantages of this decision that a dude may consider.
Are we actually gonna... We're not gonna talk about the meme answers, are we? Please tell me we're not gonna talk about the meme hitbox answer.
To explain this, I need to go back in time to the mid to late 2000s,
Yeah.
when old school RuneScape was new school, and WoW was at its peak with Wrath of the Lich King. You're a
Good
new
times.
player walking
Yup,
through the
yup.
streets of Varrock, and you see a guy type the famous line, "Buying GF." And you think to yourself, it's kinda weird to buy a fictional girlfriend, but whatever. Then in WoW, you find some scantily clad night elves dancing their dirty knife-eared model.
Nowadays, there are a lot of plugins that are run where they have, like, all of their ERP profile. It's, yeah. 14 has a similar thing as well. Yeah. The world of ERP is, it's something else.
Off in Stormwind Capital for gold. And you think to yourself, do guys give girls free stuff in games? And the answer is
Yes, actually. Yes. On the hopes that it's actually a woman, and they will speak to them again, they will, you know, develop a friendship, a relationship, all this good stuff. They are desperate. And even though they know in their heart of hearts that this is actually just a dude, what if it's not? What if it actually is a woman? And what if they really appreciate it? And what if they want to talk to me now?
yes, of course they do. And that's why some dudes play as a chick, so they can get those free goodies from simps that just can't get enough of those polygons. In some cases, the girlfriend bot or the night elves dancings may be girls IRL, or they may be girls or a guy in real life just looking for perks. And for those of you too young to know, that was a real term used back in the day, but we've kind of moved past that. In some games, particularly MMOs, these are some real potential advantages that some male players may pursue, but not the only advantages playing as a female character can have. As it was found in some studies, when searching for guilds or groups, it may be easier for a female character to find one. And sometimes if you make a mistake,
they will be less concerned with it. If you, like, fuck up a raid mechanic and things like that, even though, again, they know in their heart of hearts that you're probably a dude, you can't escape the biology. Girl is a great term. Why have we forgot the old wisdom? I don't know. I wish I knew.
Player may have a bias to act more chivalrous or charitable to a potential girl gamer. Maybe just because they want to be nice, or maybe because they want to flirt in groups.
Now, the other option is if they see a girl in the game and it's a game like Counter-Strike. Well, let's not talk about what happens if you're a girl in Counter-Strike or you're a girl in Rust. Let's not talk about that.
Chat, who can say? And that flirtation can also be leveraged if desired.
What the fuck is this video? Why does anybody play WoW? Genuinely. This is fucking insufferable. Why do people play this video game? I don't know what's happening right now.
To help go beyond raids and dungeons, but also carry them through harder quests and farming. Now that's not to say that playing as a female character is all loot drops, simps, and free gold, as it can also have the opposite effect of leading to harassment and negative comments by some guys online, so it's kind of a double-edged sword. But assuming you stick to text chat and avoid online shooters, you can at least minimize this, since according to a 2020 study, female players in online shooters receive 3 times more negative comments compared to male players. And really, we all knew shooters were more toxic.
I don't buy this, solely for the fact that we have all been called racial slurs. Every single one of us. It was normal for everybody to be called a racial slur, or I'm gonna fuck your mum, or, you know, you're a squeaker. I haven't. You need to play more online games then. Because it's gonna happen. I don't know. I think you can say that there's probably more based on the fact that you are a woman. But I don't know if a squeaker is it's basically like an insult for a kid. But I don't know if the overall amount of insults are higher. I think you can say you would have more gendered insults, but I don't know if the insults in and of themselves are higher.
Than those hot dogs you see spitting at gas stations. Seriously, who buys these? But they'll never reach the peak toxicity of Xbox Live on the original Xbox. Ah, good times. Now there's another potential advantage in multiplayer-focused games that a dude could experience by playing as a dudette. Underestimation. It seems that some players view girls as easier targets in PvP-focused modes. And since these PKers can't feel good about themselves...
Yeah, so you play against a fucking healer in 14. Holy shit. Healer PvP is a fucking mess. How you doing, Richie?
Unless they're ruining someone's day, they may target female characters. So some experienced male players have taken to using a female model in order to lure other PvPers out. That may overextend because they see a girl as an easier target.
Oh, that's
and
actually
I don't agree
funny.
with this mindset at all. If I see someone in a PvP focus mode, I'm running like it's Ted Bundy themselves, boy or girl. I'm just trying to train my prayer. Leave me alone. So
I've never been a fan of RuneScape PvP. If someone comes after me, I'm fucking TPing out straight away.
A girl in the RuneScape wilderness, don't underestimate them. Now there's one other potential advantage to using a female model that originally I wasn't going to include, but enough people mentioned it in the poll that I posted that I've got to
is it gonna be the fucking hitbox one, isn't it?
Talk about it, and that's hitboxes.
This is such a stupid meme answer.
So the idea is that since a woman's game model is usually smaller than a man's, that must mean that a woman's hitbox is also smaller, thus making them harder to hit. So some guys will play with a female skin just to get a slight edge in particular
No, it's definitely not the case in Fortnite. But again, yes, Tracer's hitbox is gonna be smaller than certain other characters' hitboxes. Yes. But there's so many other cases where it doesn't. Like a turn-based RPG, a tab target MMO, fucking most shooters have normalized hitboxes. Yeah.
Games. Now, is this an actual thing? Heck if I know. Do I look smart enough to be a video game developer to you? But regardless of whether it's a real advantage or not, guys still use it as a reason to gender bend online, so it bears mentioning. Alright, next up I want to bring up a niche region to get in touch with your feminine side in story-focused games that let you choose your gender, and that's voice acting. When a game has a male and female VA, the tone, delivery, and sound of the voice acting is going to be different, obviously. And for some people, in most cases, they prefer the female voice over the male one.
Sounds great.
Games like Fallout 4 with Courtney Taylor as the sole survivor, Cyberpunk 2077 with Jeremy Lee as V, and Mass Effect with Jennifer Hale as Femsha are all amazing.
I'm much less concerned about this one. I don't know. I'm sure this applies to some people. It doesn't. I don't really think about this. This is one that, like, I don't know. Like, at least for me, I don't really think about it.
Voice actresses, with tons of people picking the female character because of their performance. Now, that's not to say the male voice actors are bad. They rock the mic too. It's just a preference thing. I mean, when I heard that the female voice actress for the Trooper in Star Wars The Old Republic was the same as Femship, I had to play as a woman just because of that.
I'm a charming person. What can I say?
Do I sound like that?
As long as I've known you, yeah.
Okay, how many times am I going to bring up Mass Effect in this video? Obviously, this
12
preference
more.
doesn't apply to all players or even cross all games for some people, but when a ton of games feature the gruff and tough male voice in game, it's no surprise that some players will pick a female voice when given the chance. Especially if the voice actor is someone who voiced a favorite character of yours from something else.
Sure, I can see
For
that.
example, V is the same voice as Makoto in Persona 5, Femship is Bastila in Knights of the Old Republic, and the sole survivor is Jack in Mass Effect. Gosh dang it, I did it again! So if you grew up with those games or are just big fans of them, knowing that these characters' VAs play the main character is gonna hold some weight. So while it's probably not the biggest factor for some people deciding to play as a woman, it still bears mentioning. Now the next reason is something that I've coined macho fatigue. You know how I mentioned that some players may pick the female character because it's a nice break from the male voice in games where you can't pick your gender? Well, take that and crank it up to 11. When you've got fantastic games like Red Dead Redemption 2, God of War 2018, The Last of Us, and more, where you play as a sad dad that lost a kid and slowly learns to open up emotionally over the
Well, maybe you don't play as a sad dad for too long.
course of the game. You may want to play something a bit less testosterone fueled. So you play as a woman. Now that's not to say that female characters can't be as violent and emotionally distanced as the male characters, especially when at the end of the day, you control and guide the character, male or female. It's just to say that for some guys, playing as a female gives them a safe environment for them to play a little bit more emotionally in tune. It sounds stereotypical, and that's kind of cause it is, but it is the mindscape of some people. But in reality, it's just a way for them to explore a more emotional side to them by framing it as being a woman. TBH, this group is probably a very small portion, and while it is stereotypical, it does still give them a way to express a side of themselves that they may not show IRL, and could be helpful in a way, so whatever. Games, while fictional, can create real emotional responses, where it can help you understand how to deal with grief, care for those less fortunate, or they just really tug on your heartstrings. And if playing as a girl helps people be a little bit more responsive to those lessons, then I'm okay with that.
God, why are all the female characters in Cyberpunk, like all the female like designs,
care for
so
those less fortunate,
ugly?
Or they just really tug on your heartstrings. And if playing as a girl helps
none
people
of these haircuts
be a little bit more
look
responsive.
good. All of them look like. Do you know? Every time I see a haircut in Cyberpunk, all I think is Starbucks employee. This is what I mean by if I can't make my character cute, I'm gonna play as a male character. I don't vibe with this.
To those lessons, then I'm okay with that.
Especially
Alright,
that
the
one.
last reason is a big one, and it's sexuality and gender. If you didn't know, some biological males are gay or trans, and personally prefer to play as a woman character because it just feels more comfortable. And no, I'm not saying that any guy that plays as a girl is either gay or trans.
No, you are gay. You are gay.
You live your life however you want, and if playing as a woman helps you better express yourself, then go for it.
Women
What I
equal
am saying
gay.
is that it makes sense and has some juicy data backing it. In a 2020 study, they found that trans players expressed that the character creation aspect of a game helped them better explore their gender identity. And many trans women even expressed that their first experience living as a woman was through some digital avatar. And in a VR study, it concluded that 71% of participants found VR social spaces to be more comfortable when presenting their gender identity. You can also be a furry with huge
You can be.
eyes
You shouldn't
and
be.
bazongas.
You shouldn't be a furry, though.
wrong with that.
As for Gaiman, an EverQuest 2 survey found that homosexual players were more likely
Sorry,
to gender...
an EverQuest 2? How fucking old is this survey? Hold up. An EverQuest 2 survey? What fucking year did Okay, hold up. What year did EverQuest 2 come out? 2000... Okay, EverQuest 2 is newer than I thought. Okay, 2004.
Swap than heterosexual players. Games are all about escapism, so they can help people with different gender identities or sexualities truly express themselves. Isn't that why we play video games anyways? To experience being somebody we'd rather be? For example,
No,
I don't play
do
Animal
it to
Crossing just
pick up
cause.
rocks.
I do it to experience being a homeowner, which I'd rather be, but that's not happening anytime
No,
soon.
good luck with that
Now,
one.
I know that I said that was the last one, but I do actually have one more that I found that I couldn't fit anywhere else, and that reason is comedy and irony. Some guys just find it funny to play as a girl. Not because being a woman is inherently funny, but because playing
Well,
as the opposite gender
we're not gonna make that joke.
can be kind of hilarious. It's a trope in cartoons for a reason, y'all.
Who cares what you think? You're a girl now.
Do we bring out the does anyone have a link to the based James video? What did you send me? What is this one? Fellas, is it gay to breathe? I'm sorry, what?
That's
an important question.
Is it gay to look in the
Right,
mirror?
okay.
I mean, you're literally checking out a man's body.
It's fine if it's your
Is
own.
it gay to make money? I mean, you're literally collecting pictures of other men.
I'm scared.
I don't
Is
know.
it gay to masturbate? I mean, you're literally touching a dick.
I'm going to kill myself. Carry
Is it gay to be a man? I mean, you're literally walking around with a dick attached to you. Fellas! Is it gay to breathe? I mean, you're literally inhaling particles. Fellas! Is it gay to exist? I mean, you're literally choosing to be in a world with so much dick.
I need this to end right now.
That's an important question.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, hi Brodie. I recently rewrote my game engine's input system and now supports gamepads. Ooh! In the process of adding keyboard and gamepad navigation to the UI system too. It even supports my guitar controller. Ooh, that's nice. That's really cool. Check. Wait, it got deleted. Oh, that's sad.
Hope you're ready. With our combined feminine prowess, they'll be toast in no time flat.
Well, yeah, I suppose I wouldn't mind knocking Ash down a peg or two.
Let's blow those whining women back to the Dark Ages right where they belong.
Jesus fucking Christ, that clip. That fucking clip. Anyway, back to the video.
I don't know how to explain this other than saying that some guys just find it pretty funny
Four
to
Kids Pokemon is something else.
play as a woman and joke about how NPCs are just so into them and how they are just so hot and pretty. I've seen plenty of YouTubers make those kinds of jokes and they're pretty funny in context, and I don't know what to say.
And my eye makeup is like running down my face. You know why.
It's like how a girl may play as a guy and joke about how handsome they are and how totally massive their wang is, which I have also heard and laughed with. It's some easy, funny humor, and with a group of friends, it can make a play session even more fun. And those are all of the main reasons that a guy may choose to play as a gal in a video game. But I'm not done yet. Because while there is less data on this, I did get some info from my community on why a woman may choose to play as a man, so let's fire those off real quick. A woman may play as a guy to avoid potential harassment or different treatment, good or bad, just because she's a girl. Or perhaps they too like looking at a nice, attractive model, and for them, a male model fits the bill best. Then again, maybe they just feel more comfortable playing as a man. Or they prefer more cool and edgy looking outfits, and male attire tends to lean that way more. To really summarize it from what I heard in my poll and what I read online, all the reasons that a guy may play as a gal are the same reasons that a gal may play as a guy.
Wow.
But for some reason, there's a higher percentage of guys that are influenced by these factors when compared to the ladies, and that reason eludes me.
I'm a charming
Oh,
person.
I did not mean to click back there. The reason is because women like looking at attractive women as well. That's why. Women also like looking at attractive women. They like to dress up in ways they can't afford. They like to be cute. Yeah, that's why.
A guy may play as a gal are the same reasons that a gal may play as a guy. But for some reason, there's a higher percentage of guys that are influenced by these factors when compared to the ladies, and that reason eludes me. Maybe guys just care more about playing as somebody that they find physically attractive. Or maybe since many games that only have a single character choice feature a male protagonist, this causes a lot of guys to choose to play as a woman when given the chance, thus causing the difference. Or maybe it's something else entirely or a combination of all the reasons. Let me know what you think. Okay,
Those
now
fucking
that is
shoulders,
everything on
Jesus.
why a guy may choose to play as a gal digitally. I hope you learned something and know that it's more than okay to play as whatever gender you want to online
play as
for
what I
whatever
choose.
reason. If you liked the video, remember to like, subscribe, and hype the video. These plugs are just getting longer and longer and I hate it. Oh, and comment any other video suggestions down below. The next video is either gonna video suggestions down below. The next video is either going to be about Night City, GTA, or Spore. I usually hold polls to, gauge interest on what video ideas there are, so look out for those. But until next time, I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of the day, and stay awesome, y'all.
That was a good video. Nothing I didn't pretty much already know, but that was a fun video. I like that. Yeah. As I've said, I will my main criteria is, can I look cute? If yes, I will play as a female character. If no, I will not. That's pretty much it. And if I can't, usually... Oh, yeah, that video. Yeah, okay. If I can't, why do I want to look cute? Because I want to look at something cute. That's why. I like cute things. Do you like kittens? Do you like puppies? Need I say more? No players are Lalafell. I actually do have a Lalafell character. It's one of my alts. It's just there to be a shitpost character. I do not seriously play the Lalafell. It is just there to be a fucking meme character. If I'm gonna actually play the game, I'm gonna play my cat girl. Anyway, yeah, that was a good video. I like that. This channel only has like 8k subs, which is fucking crazy. So give him a sub, give him a like, all that good stuff, and yeah.